Ravi Handa and welcome to another question on odd one out. In this type of questions, you need to select 4 sentences from these 5 to form a short paragraph and you need to identify the odd one out. So suppose you believe that 3 is the odd one out, the other 4 will form a coherent paragraph. It is also important that you figure out what is the order of the other 4. So if you believe that 4125 is the correct order, you don't need the order to solve this question. But if you have this order, if you practice this, it will help you in other type of questions, which is the parajumble type of questions. So whenever you get an odd one out question, your first goal should obviously be to find out the odd sentence and mark your answer. But beyond that, as a practice, try and figure out what the order of sentences in the paragraph would be, because that will help you with the other questions. Having said that, let's have a look at this particular set of questions. Here we are given one argument is that actors do not fit within a single well-defined category may suffer an illegitimacy discount. Okay, so this is talking about people who people who don't fit in a well-defined category. Others believe that complex identities confuse audiences about an organization's role or purpose. Some organizations have complex and multidimensional identities. Okay, now I'm beginning to see some sort of a link between 2 and 3, where it is talking about complex identities of an organization that span or combine categories, while other organizations possess narrow identities. So it is giving an example of organizational identities that some are multidimensional, whereas some are narrow. Identity is one of the most important features of an organization, but there exist opposing views among sociologists about how identity affects organizational performance. So, this, I believe, is a good opening sentence. Please note in parajumble questions, the thumb rule of that you need to go from generic to specific always works. You need to look at a generic statement which gives you an introduction, which gives you an idea of the topic, and then you need to move to specific details. Among the top 4, I haven't seen the fifth, among the top 4, clearly 4 looks like a good introduction. It is talking about an identity of an organization, that there exist opposing views among sociologists that how identity affects its performance. Those who think that complex identities are beneficial point to the strategic advantage of ambiguity and organizations' potential to differentiate themselves from others. So there are people who prefer this multi-dimensional identity because that will help them differentiate from their competitors. Others believe that complex identities can confuse audiences about organizations' role or purpose. So these 2 sentences are 5 and 2 are linked to each other. They form a logical connection. 5 is talking about the advantages or how some people believe that a multi-dimensional identity is a good idea, whereas 2 is saying that it might be a bad idea. Both the opposing views are given to me in 5 and 2, and even the structure of the sentences are such that they form a logical pair. So 5-2 will be a logical pair and they need to be in the paragraph after 4. 4 is the introduction, which means my answer has to be either 1 or 3. One of them would fit in the paragraph, the other one would be the odd one out that we are trying to find out. Let's look a little bit deeper into it. So I have once again 4 talking about organizational identity. Those who think that complex identities are beneficial are in 5. The ones who believe that they are not beneficial are in 2. Then 3 says that some organizations have complex and multidimensional identities. So the idea of complex identities or the idea of multidimensional identities, which people are debating in 5 and 2, is introduced in statement number 3. So that is why my logical paragraph will be 4352. 4 introduces the concept of organizational identity. 3 introduces the idea of multidimensional identity. 5 talks about the pros of multidimensional identity. 2 talks about the cons of multidimensional identity. So 4352 is the paragraph that I was looking for. Which one is the odd one out? First sentence or the first statement is the odd one out, and hence statement number 1 will be our answer here. I hope you learned something about odd one out questions from this video. Once again, just a reminder, when you are practicing, always try to form the paragraph. That practice will help you in parajumble questions. Thank you.
Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get notifications of future videos.